Welcome back to the Get Off the Treadmill podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs, where we show you how to build a successful business and to have a life too. We're going to dive into another topic that helps us make more money in less time and to get off the treadmill so we can experience a life of significance. And now, your host and the author of the #1 best-selling business book, Making Money is Killing Your Business, Chuck Blakeman.
Today, I'm with Jessica Agopian. She is the founder of 33 Services and Consulting and a multi-center Sylvan Learning franchise owner. She rapidly expanded from her first center to her second, and I'm guessing she's going to be on to more soon. She's known for culture-driven growth, community engagement, and connection-based sales. She's mastered scalable operations without sacrificing quality, which is not easy. Jessica empowers teams to thrive. She drives strong enrollment results and helps other owners build freedom through systems, not hustle, proving that intentional leadership process and culture create businesses that change lives. Welcome, Jessica. It's great to have you here.
Hi, Chuck. Thanks for having me.
And I'll tell our listeners, we had Jessica on for one other session on just being the bulldog and how to start and grow a business and the mindset behind that. So look for that one, search for that and grab it and listen to it. Today, we're going to talk about sales and business development. I like that term even better because sales, it's been co-opted by kind of cheesy, stab people with your business card kind of stuff and invade their lives. But I love this topic for multiple reasons. One is I wasn't very good at it to begin with. We've created a 10-week program around this that teaches business owners for the last 20 years how to actually create business development and create new sales without ever stabbing a stranger with your business card and doing things just, I would say, counter-logically to where we're at. So I want to get your experience. You don't have any of our background in this stuff, and I don't care. It doesn't matter because I know the principles are the same. So I want to get into what you did before you came to Sylvan. You had a business where you were working in sales or you did a lot of sales. Tell us that background and how you brought that with you before you even got into Sylvan.
Yeah, I had a lot of different sales experiences along the way. And when I was a lot younger, I actually had a sales job at a gym selling memberships.
Oh, that's hard.
I did not like it. I thought I would never do it again. But then I think it was the cold calls for one. Then I realized there was a different way to do sales where it actually made an impact. And I tried different. It's all about what you're selling too. You do have to believe in the product that you're selling. That's what makes you good at sales. But I then went into selling had gates and fences. So this was something materialistic that I was selling to families, expensive products, and it taught me a lot. It really, really taught me a lot, but I knew that it wasn't my path. So going into selling tutoring to families felt a lot more rewarding and meaningful, and being able to see the difference after just made it so worth it to me. So that was my path getting into sales, but I don't love to think about it as sales too, because at the end of the day, we are helping families. So
Yes.
That's what it's all about. But there is a right way to go about it.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I agree.
Yep.
Sales tends to be kind of a one-way transactional thing. I'm selling you something. To me, business development broadens it out, at least for my languaging, broadens it out to both of us working together to see what might help you and help me. I mean, this has to work for both of us. Can you get something out of this? And then money becomes the scorecard. It's not the objective. Sales, the objective is to part you from your money, even if it's not going to help you. For me, business development is more about how can I help these people? And I clearly am helping them because I'm making good money, or I'm not helping them because I'm not. So love that perspective on business development versus sales. So when you came to Sylvan, you probably heard some things that you were told, here's what I'm supposed to do. And some of that you said, yeah, I've been doing that for years. Let's keep doing that. And then there might have been something you said, I tried that and I don't think I'll do that, even though you're telling me this is my path to success. So anything fall into either of those categories when you first came to Sylvan that they said, here, do this?
Yeah, I think when I first started Sylvan, I realized it was very different. I mean, it was a hard switch from what I was
Yeah,
doing.
service is so different than product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I did notice some changes that I could help introduce to the team that I was with, things that they weren't doing, and things that I think they were just a little bit too focused on the wrong things. Whereas I think the most important thing is just building a relationship with somebody. And like you said, Chuck, helping them and working together to see how we can help them. Everybody wants to buy when they have an issue and a problem. And a lot of the things that we deal with here at Sylvan are very emotional. And so just trying to problem solve and talk to them about how we can help and what we can offer them and how it's worked for other families in the past, and be that reputable source for them that we are the experts and we can help you and we've helped others in the past is really valuable. And just telling them how, a lot of people want recommendations. That's why we go on Yelp. That's why we go on Google to see what the reviews are. Whereas if we can just tell them, hey, this has worked for so many families here, that just kind of breaks the barrier for them.
Awesome. I have Mark Bellestri on here. He's my co-conspirator in 3 to 5 Club and Crankset Group. And one of the reasons I have him on here today is because you did the exact same business she's doing for like quite a number of years and had multiple centers yourself.
Yep.
So I'd love for you to speak to that idea of service sales in this context. So different than product sales.
Yeah, I think what is great, and Jessica apparently gets this as well, is Sylvan is certainly about getting students, but you don't have to get them through hardcore sales or slick sales tactics. It's about serving the family and the students and showing them how enrolling in Sylvan will impact their students' life in a positive way. And so she used examples of course reviews and that piece, but it's even more so coming in with that attitude. How can I serve this family? What can we do to help elevate this student's level so that, one, Sylvan is really a self-esteem program that's disguised in education. That's my belief based on my experience in it. And it's through their methodology that ever so slightly, and without the student even knowing, each little problem is closer to their learning on their level. And so we're meeting them at their level versus where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And when you do that, and they have these miniature successes each and every day when they're at Sylvan, their confidence level just soars. And then they become able to take on larger challenges. And so what Jessica's saying is, I believe in that service. I believe in through the reviews, and it really is having the attitude of serve, don't sell. Mm-hmm. Show people the impact it will have. And then the student will actually show the parent the impact when they show how confident they are after just a few sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to amplify that for just a second because you use the term serve, don't sell. Mm-hmm. And I published a book this year, a few months ago through Entrepreneur Press. And the title of it was supposed to be Serve, Don't Sell.
Yep.
Because that is the content of the book. Stop selling and figure out what they actually need and want, not what you want to sell them, and watch what happens. Jessica, you said this earlier, nobody wants to be sold stuff. Everybody wants to buy, though. Mm-hmm. And so how do we get them to where they want to buy? Well, we figure out what it is they might want. We serve them. We open up the possibilities for them, and then they get to decide if it's good for them. So this is a wonderful principle for us to settle on if we don't do anything else during this podcast. Serve, don't sell. Just serve and watch what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, I will say I feel like I was a child that was in this situation when I was younger too. I was not a straight A student, and everyone thinks I was just because I'm here, but I wasn't. And I feel like I had a good support system, and that's what held me through. And that's what I want to be for other children as well, is just somewhere where they feel comfortable and safe making mistakes, and maybe they're not doing as well as their peers, but in school it hurts their confidence, but when they're here at Sylvan it doesn't. And those are the memories that these children remember. And I mean, I remember my first grade teacher, Miss Smith. Like, she was the most supportive teacher that I had. That's exactly what I want to do for the students that come into my center.
That's a great principle for us to kind of close this out with. It's going to be a short podcast, but what a powerful principle to be supportive and what it means to be supportive of people. And they know that you understand them, that you've got their back. Too often we're out there with our slide decks and our PowerPoints and our slick books and stop me when you see something you like. And what we really need to be doing is just paying attention to them as human beings, showing interest in them. It's the Stephen Covey rule. One of his 7 habits of highly effective people is to just figure out how to be understanding of others instead of trying to get them to understand you. And in sales, we spend all our time trying to get them to understand me. Let me show you how great I am and how great my product is. Turn it around and watch what happens. Well, you're onto some stuff there, and obviously it's working for you. You've got 2 Sylvan centers now, and I know your eye is on the ball to see where you want to grow from there. So love your entrepreneurial spirit in that. Any closing remarks, any sort of last minute sales advice that you might give to either Sylvan owners or just generically?
I will say I always need to remind myself. I mean, things get chaotic, especially with, the business that we're in, but it's always important to remember why you're doing it and what got you here in the first place. And I personally love kids and knew I always wanted to do something with kids. And at the end of the day, whether sales are up or down or, operations need updates in their processes, whatever it is, you're doing this for the kids. And that's what needs to bring you back every time.
Brilliant. I love it. When you're a purpose-driven business, you're going to make a lot more money. This has been a lot of fun. And Jessica, we just teased all this. How can people get a hold of you, either to learn more about and just to connect? Sometimes business owners just need somebody else they want to chat with, but it could also be somebody who wants to get involved in Sylvan. How can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, I love connecting with every and all type of business owners. My email is jessica@sylvaneducation.com.
All right. Fair enough.
Thanks, Jessica.
Mark, any closing words on sales?
No, I think the only thing I'm going to say is if you believe in the impact what you're selling can do for your customer or your student, it becomes so much easier to have that impact and not feel like you're selling, but really serving.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Fall in love with the result you're bringing to people, not with the process of selling to them. Well, that's brilliant. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for being on today, and have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks.
That wraps up another episode of the Get Off the Treadmill podcast. If you found this podcast helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button to ensure you are receiving the latest tools you need to grow your business and to get off the treadmill. If you want more information on the 3 to 5 Club, the Crankset Group, or to book Chuck as a business advisor, speaker, or workshop leader, you can contact us at grow@cranksetgroup.com. Until next time, have a great week.